Imagine the edge of everything. Not a cliff, not a shore, but a rupture in the very fabric of existence. You are floating in the absolute silence of the cosmos, miles away from the familiar warmth of your home planet, staring into the ultimate abyss. Before you lies a sphere of perfect, unyielding darkness, wrapped in a swirling, glowing disk of fire. This is a black hole, the universe's most profound mystery and its most absolute dead end. For decades, science fiction has painted pictures of these celestial monsters. But today, we are going to move beyond the silver screen. We are going to the plunge. We are going to find out exactly what happens when you cross the threshold of no return. The journey begins long before you touch the darkness. As you drift closer to a supermassive black hole, the first thing you notice is the light. This is the accretion disk, a frantic whirlpool of gas and dust spinning at nearly the speed of light. It is beautiful, yet lethal, glowing with the intensity of 1 billion suns. The friction here creates temperatures so high they emit X-rays. If you were unprotected, you would be fried in an instant. But let's assume you have the ultimate suit, a vessel built of pure imagination that shields you from the heat and radiation. As you glide over the inner edge of this disk, the stars behind you begin to warp. This is gravitational lensing. The black hole is so heavy that it bends the path of light itself, acting like a cosmic magnifying glass that twists the constellations into surreal, elongated ribbons. You are now approaching the event horizon. In physics, this is the mathematical point of no return. To an outside observer, watching you from a safe distance, something strange happens. As you get closer to the horizon, you appear to slow down. Because gravity affects the flow of time, a phenomenon known as time dilation, the light reflecting off your suit takes longer and longer to escape the black hole's grip. Your friends back on the ship see you frozen, a ghostly image reddening as your light waves stretch out, eventually fading into a dim, frozen silhouette. To them, you never actually cross. You become a permanent, static monument at the edge of the void. But from your perspective, the story is entirely different. You don't feel time slowing down. You feel the pull. If you are falling into a stellar mass black hole, one created by the collapse of a single large star, the end comes quickly and violently. Because these black holes are relatively small, the difference in gravity between your feet and your head is astronomical. This is the process scientists call spaghettification. The gravity at your toes is so much stronger than at your head that your body is stretched into a thin, mile-long string of atoms. You are shredded before you even hit the horizon. However, for our cinematic journey, we've chosen a supermassive black hole, like Sagittarius A at the center of our galaxy. Because of its immense scale, the tidal forces at the event horizon are actually quite gentle. You could float right across the border without feeling a thing. One moment you are in the universe, the next you are outside of it. As you cross the event horizon, look back. The entire history of the universe is visible in a shrinking circle of light behind you. The stars seem to blue shift, their light packing more energy as they fall in with you. It's like looking through a peephole at the world you once knew, a world that is now forever unreachable. Now you are inside. This is the interior of the black hole, a place where the laws of physics as we know them begin to break down. Inside the horizon, space and time swap roles. In the normal world, you can choose to move left or right, up or down, but you can never stop moving forward in time. Inside a black hole, the singularity, the center, is no longer a place in space. It is a point in your future. No matter which way you turn, no matter how hard you fire your engines, every path leads to the center. Trying to escape the singularity is like trying to escape tomorrow. It is an inevitable moment in time that you are rushing toward. As you fall deeper, the darkness changes. You aren't just in a dark room, you are in a region where the geometry of reality is curving inward. The light from the stars behind you is now compressed into a tiny, brilliant speck. Around you, you might see ghosts of light, photons that have been trapped in orbit inside the black hole, circling the center just as you are. You are witnessing the ultimate light show, a kaleidoscope of every bit of energy the black hole has ever swallowed, all echoing in the dark. Then there is the matter of time. Because of the extreme gravity, time for you is moving much faster relative to the outside world. If you could look back out, you would see the universe aging in fast forward. You would see stars flicker out like candles, galaxies collide and merge, and perhaps even the very end of the universe itself. In the few minutes it takes you to fall toward the center, billions of years might pass in the world you left behind. You are a time traveler on a one-way trip to the end of eternity. But what lies at the very bottom? At the center of the black hole lies the singularity. This is a point of infinite density and zero volume. It is the place where our mathematical models of the universe reach a divide by zero error. Einstein's general relativity says you will be crushed into a point of infinite smallness, your mass added to the total of the black hole. But quantum mechanics suggests something else might happen. Some theorists believe the singularity isn't a dead end at all, but a bridge. Perhaps you don't die. Perhaps the black hole is one half of a wormhole, an Einstein-Rosen bridge. In this scenario, as you reach the center, you aren't crushed. Instead, you are spat out of a white hole in a different part of the universe, or even a different dimension entirely. A white hole is the mathematical opposite of a black hole, a region of space that nothing can enter and everything must leave. You would emerge into a brand new sky, a pioneer of a realm that no human eye was ever meant to see. Alternatively, there is the fuzzball theory or the firewall paradox. Some physicists argue that the event horizon isn't a smooth transition, but a wall of high-energy particles that incinerates anything that touches it. In this version of reality, your journey ends the moment you touch the edge, your information smeared across the surface of the black hole like data on a hard drive. This leads to the holographic principle, the idea that everything you were, your memories, your atoms, and your history, is preserved as a two-dimensional encoding on the surface area of the black hole, while the three-dimensional you was just an illusion. As you approach the absolute center, the sheer scale of the mystery becomes overwhelming. You are at the junction of the very large and the very small. You are seeing the gears of the cosmos grind to a halt. The darkness is no longer scary. It is profound. It is the ultimate silence, the ultimate peace. Every atom that makes up your body was once forged in the heart of a star, and now those atoms are returning to the source, back to the fundamental singularity from which the Big Bang itself might have emerged. What happens if you fall into a black hole? The honest answer is that we don't know, and that is what makes it the greatest story ever told. You might be stretched into spaghetti, you might be burned to a crisp, or you might become the first human to see the birth of a new universe. You are an explorer of the final frontier, a traveler beyond the veil of light. As the singularity finally reaches out to claim you, the screen fades to black. But in that blackness, there is not just an end, but the potential for a new beginning. We are all made of stardust, and in the heart of a black hole, we finally find our way back to the infinite. The screen stays dark for a moment, letting the weight of the void sink in. This isn't just a journey through space, it's a journey through the limits of human thought. We spent centuries looking at the stars, wondering what they were. Then we spent decades studying the light they emit. Now we are entering the era where we study the shadows they cast. Black holes are the ultimate laboratory. They are places where gravity is so strong that it reveals the hidden seams of the universe. When you fall into one, you aren't just falling into a hole, you are falling into the very questions that define our existence. Think about the sheer impossibility of it. A mass millions of times greater than our sun, crushed into a space smaller than a single atom. It defies logic, it defies intuition. Yet we know they are there. We have photographed them. We have heard the ripples in space-time they create when they collide. They are the anchors of galaxies, the engines of creation and destruction. If you were to fall into one, you would be partaking in the most extreme physical event possible in our reality. You would be the ultimate witness to the power of nature. As you drift in those final moments, the concept of you begins to blur. Are you a collection of cells, a sequence of DNA, a bundle of consciousness? In the grip of a singularity, those distinctions vanish. You become part of the mass, part of the gravity, part of the dark. You become the black hole. And perhaps in some strange quantum way, you are still there, hovering on the horizon, a permanent part of the universe's memory. The journey into a black hole is a reminder of how small we are, yet how vast our imagination is. We can conceive of the inconceivable. We can map the unmappable. We can even imagine the end of time itself. So we return to the ship, safely away from the crushing depths. We look back at that dark sphere, that eye of the storm, and we feel a sense of awe. The universe is stranger than we can imagine, and more beautiful than we dare to dream. The black hole remains a silent titan, a guardian of secrets we may never fully unlock. But as long as we keep looking, as long as we keep falling into the unknown with our minds, we are never truly lost. We are seekers, and the darkness is just another place to find the light. In the final reckoning, falling into a black hole is the ultimate leap of faith. It is the rejection of the known for the promise of the impossible. Whether it is a tomb or a gateway, it represents the boundary of our knowledge. And as we stand on that boundary, we realize that the most important thing isn't what happens at the end of the fall, but the fact that we had the courage to look into the abyss in the first place. The stars are calling, the void is waiting, and the mystery is just beginning.